There's no such thing as fake sea moss. There's no such thing as pool-grown sea moss. There is no gold sea moss that's being faked. I understand that a lot of that information is out there. That's just simply not true. Sea moss is not grown in pools. Sea moss is not fake if it's grown on ropes. No one has shown proof ever. And if you see it, let me know, of sea moss growing in a pool somewhere. What people typically call fake sea moss, the sea moss that people say look like gummy worms, it's not fully dry, it has a lot of salt on it. That's not fake sea moss. That sea moss is just sea moss that is not fully dried out. The gold sea moss gets that gold color because when it's dried out or it's exposed to the sun, it loses its pigment. That gold sea moss, because it's dried out quicker, that's more readily abundant. Purple sea moss, anything with pigment, they have to dry that stuff out in the shade, so it takes a lot longer. So for people who want to buy sea moss in big quantities, and for these sea moss farmers that are selling this stuff, it's easier to do the gold sea moss. If they're not drying the sea moss fully, and people are willing to buy it that way, it not only helps the seller, because they don't have to take time to dry it, and they can ship this stuff out faster. Also, it benefits them because sea moss is sold by weight. If they're selling it to you and it's not fully dry, then that makes it heavier. That means they're selling you less sea moss in all actuality. So there's a lot of other, I can go a lot into the deep technical stuff, but there's no such thing as fake sea moss. I always stress that we have to do this research, and I show it a lot on my account. I understand this is what we've been hearing. I was even saying these same things on YouTube years ago, fake sea moss, pool-grown sea moss, showing people this one looks this way, but none of that stuff is true, and I didn't understand that until I started doing the same thing that I'm always telling people. Don't just look at what you see on social media. You have to start digging and do actual research for yourself. You have to start understanding how sea moss is grown, where it's grown, how it reproduces, how it absorbs its nutrients, all of these things, because the majority of the information out there is false because no one has done the research. And this is why I go out of my way to explain this and show this in so many videos. The significance of that is we keep hearing all this fake sea moss, this isn't real, this is no good. What happens is it scares people away from using something that's very, very beneficial to them. You get all this confusion, all this back and forth. The average person who doesn't know anything, they're not gonna do any research. They're just gonna see some of the first things that they hear, whether it's an article, whether it's a video, and then they're just gonna say, this is too much. I keep hearing negatives, I don't know what's what, so I'm just gonna leave that alone. And that's what happens. So the information, the real truth is very, very important if we're working to get each other healthier, to inform each other. We have to, again, start doing this actual research, but there is no such thing as fake sea moss. There is high quality sea moss, low quality sea moss, but that's a whole other story to get into. But there is no fake sea moss. That just does not exist. The other thing is, real quick, when you say something is fake, that means that it's not real, that it's something else. You can't fake sea moss. You can't. Now, people say it gets its nutrients from, rocks and all that. That's not true. And if you look these things up, as I show repeatedly, that stuff isn't true. So I'm not gonna go too long, get too deep, but watch my other content. But we have to really start informing each other. Anybody that wants high quality sea moss, we have all the different variety. We have the iris, the gold, the purple, the green. We have this SBB formula, that's the sea moss capsules. We have everything you need to get yourself healthy, so there's no excuse not to take part in getting sea moss and getting those benefits. If you are new to sea moss, if you don't fully understand all of the benefits and what it does, just scroll through my content. I have lots of reviews, lots of information. So it is what it is. Salute.
Where can you get it? Go to RadarPlusNutrition.com. The link is in the bio. Salute.